Mrs. Burroughs?
Can I get you something to drink?
Oh, I'd love a Bloody Mary. And don't go easy on the vodka.
The same. Only do go easy on mine.
Europe can make you forget. Especially Rome. I went to Rome after my divorce. To get brainwashed. Work, too. When Rome got through with me, my mind was a completely blank slate. Ready for the next disaster.
Oh, you're always over-dramatizing. You know you're a survivor.
That's the trouble. Everyone says Helena will survive. And they turn to someone else who they think needs help.
Well, it's better your way. And you know it. It's good to be strong. And you're not half as bad as you pretend.
You're right about one thing. Beware of the weak. They're the real killers.
There are enough flowers. I thought you'd gone.
I hadn't realized your garden was still around.
What about him? I mean, what's going to happen to him?
He was a good gardener. He's just not needed here anymore.
I've never seen him before.
Well, you and John were away a long time. He hadn't been here all that long before Dorothy got sick.
Oh, I'm sure he won't have any trouble finding another job. Now, Fred, as far as the clothes, the arrangements, Ellen and I will do what we can today, and then if we have to, we'll come back tomorrow. You just tell us what you need.
Ellen, Helena.
Yes, yes, now you go to the office. I'm sure you have a business lunch or something.
Well,
It'll be all right.
Well, I do have an appointment with Bob at 1.
Helena's right, Fred. Go along now. And as soon as John comes home, you must come over for dinner.
I will.
Feels like skin.
The whole garden is fantastic. We were only away a little over 3 months. It was certainly never like this when we left. Helena, what happened?
What do you mean?
She went so quickly. When I saw her last, she was just pregnant. Blooming. Really blooming.
That was it, you know. I saw it. It was uncanny. It was as though while the baby grew, she got sicker and sicker. The baby and the tumor at the same time.
Horrible.
Look.
Oh, he's saying goodbye to his garden. He must have loved it here.
So I heard. Dorothy told me.
What did she tell you?
That he was wonderful. He really is something, isn't he? Not what you usually find in the tropics.
Helena.
thought you'd like these.
Well, they're beautiful. Yes, I do.
Thank you very much, Carl.
They're lovely. Carl, I suppose you need a job now.
I need a garden.
Well, I have one. Not like this, of course. My name is Mrs. John Bennett. I live at Via Tintillo. I'll talk it over with my husband. Why don't you come by tomorrow about noon?
Thank you.
Well.
Well, what? It would be wonderful to have a really nice garden.
I don't blame you a bit.
If I hadn't raced for that plane last night, I'd have been stuck another day in New York. As district managers aren't worth a damn.
Well, you're home now.
Thank God.
Have you spoken to Fred?
Ellen, I just got back. I'm not up to 18 holes yet.
I mean about Dorothy.
Oh! Well, I'll call him after breakfast. I have no idea what to say to him.
Say you're sorry. He's staying at the club.
Oh? What happened?
Oh, nothing. He just wanted to get out of the house. John, Dorothy had a wonderful gardener. Naturally, Fred's going to have to let him go. And I thought it might be nice to have some new landscaping around here. Some beautiful flowers and plants.
What's wrong with Ralph?
Well, Ralph is really a yardman. I'd like the garden to be something special. I'm alone here a good bit, and, well, it sort of keeps me company. Fred's garden is absolutely fantastic.
Well, fine. If you think you really need more flowers, I guess it's all right.
Do you want
But you're going to have to hire him and arrange everything. This is a very heavy month for me, and I just don't even have time to think about it.
Well, how are the darlings of the international colony this morning? Lisa, I'll have some coffee, please.
Elena, what are you doing here so early? I thought the morning light never touched that perfect face.
John, love, if you were around more often, you'd realize that your wife and I work ourselves to the bone. Why, this morning we have a meeting of the ball committee. Ellen, I thought we might drive down together.
That's fine, Elena.
Good. Thank you, Lisa.
Sorry I can't stay, but I have a few meetings myself.
What time do you want dinner?
I'm not sure that I can make dinner. You better go eat, and I'll pick up something in town.
But, John, it's your first day back. You promised.
I'm sorry. I'll try to get away. After all, I have to keep up with the bills.
I'll take you rather than a gardener anytime.
Don't be silly, darling. Elena, see you soon.
Have a good day, John. Ellen, it's divine you have your own personal gardener.
A gardener's hardly personal, Elena.
This one is.
Senora,
Yes, Lisa.
there is someone at the kitchen door, and he said you tell him to come.
Oh, that must be him. Excuse me a minute. I'll start him off, and then we'll go. Oh, Carl, I'm so glad you could come.
I've been looking around your grounds. There's a lot of work to be done. I'd like to work here if you'll have me.
Oh, yes, we do want you. Now, as for salary...
That's not important. You'll be fair.
Yes, I'm afraid I don't have time to go over things now, but,
That's all right. I'll find my way around.
Well, thank you, Carl. We'll organize tomorrow.
He certainly don't look like a working man around here.
Rosa.
You're so right, Rosa. Maybe that's why he's such a great gardener. Ellen, we really must be going. God, what a luncheon. Someone ought to tell Harriet, no matter how much you overdecorate your table, the food has to be edible.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I like the dessert.
He's a little stingy on that, too. Well, what are you going to be?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Gods of mythology. It's a fun idea.
I think it's kind of ironic. It'll be interesting to see what gods people choose to be.
Well, I know a couple of very good candidates for Bacchus.
Mrs. Bennett, if you want to fire me, you better tell me yourself.
Ralph, what's the matter?
I'm an old man, Mrs. Bennett. I'm not so fast no more. De acuerdo. But I deserve more than just sending around some young animal to tell me to get moving.
Well, no one wants to fire you. What happened?
He just looked down at me, como si yo no fuera nadie. You wouldn't be needed anymore, he says. Just like that.
Well, there must be some misunderstanding.
Gets right to work, doesn't he?
Mr. Bennett coming home tonight.
I think so.
Then
Don't
I'll-
worry, Ralph. I'll straighten this out.
I'll talk to the man that hired me. Then if he wants to have me fired, then I know I'm being fired.
Well, trouble already. Darling, I must go. Thanks for the cake. And good luck.
Thanks. Why, Carl, what are you doing?
Just getting things set up right, Mrs. Bennett. Told you there was a lot to do.
What did you say to Ralph?
Mrs. Bennett, you didn't tell me you had anyone else. I don't work with anyone else.
Carl, Ralph is an old man. He's been with us a long time. I have no intention of letting him go.
Mrs. Bennett, if you want this place to be what it can be, I have to have a free hand to work.
Well, perhaps there are other things he can do. Something less strenuous, perhaps. I'll think about it.
Yes.
I saw Fred. We had dinner at the club.
I wondered where you were.
You wanted me to see Fred. Besides, we had business. It does go on, you know.
I know.
You could look at me.
I'm sorry, John. I was painting the stamens. They're very tiny.
Why flowers? There's so many real ones. Why don't you paint something we don't have?
I could paint a baby.
We've been through all that. You've had the tests.
But you have.
Look, it's silly for us to keep going over this. You're just too nervous, that's all. Relax. It'll just happen.
I'd like to know for sure.
One thing I'd like to know is where that gardener of yours gets off telling Ralph he's fired.
John, Ralph is getting old. Of course we'd never fire him. But we should find something less strenuous for him to do. Odds and ends around the house, perhaps.
Ralph's not a houseboy. He's an outdoor man. That's what I hired him for.
I just thought it would be better to keep Ralph and Carl apart.
All right, fine. But Ralph works outside. And no more talk about firing.
I never intended to fire anyone. The flowers on the breakfast table this morning were beautiful.
I didn't do them, Senora. He did. I don't touch anything in the garden.
Carl, isn't it fantastic, Rosa? He's only been here a few short weeks, and already everything's changing. Things seem to be growing everywhere.
Yes, ma'am. He has the power.
Well, I'd say he has a green thumb. Have you ever heard that expression, Rosa?
Oh, yes, senora. But I don't mean that. It's just not natural the way everything is growing so fast.
Well, maybe he's a magician. Oh, Carl, I didn't see you. Would you cut me some of these for the house, please?
No, Mrs. Bennett.
What do you mean? Why not?
These stay in the garden. I have something else for you.
Oh, but I love these. What do you have? Rosa, look. Isn't it lovely? And Carl has a dozen more he's bringing in for the party tonight.
I never seen blooms like that before.
You should see the greenhouse. Rosa, Carl has a present for you. Come.
No, ma'am. This is not even the time when they bloom.
Well, isn't it super how he's forced it?
Oh, yes, senora. If it's all right for you, I'll let you put it out in another part of the house.
Rosa, we bought it for you.
But I don't want it. I don't like things around when I am preparing food.
Rosa, you have a whole window full of pots.
That's different. They are mine. They don't do so well. But this, I won't have it in the kitchen.
All right, Rosa, be silly. Come on, Carl. I know a perfect place for it. That does it. Everything perfect. Hasn't Mr. Bennett come in yet?
No, I don't think so, senora.
Dear, everybody's due in 20 minutes.
Hi.
Hi.
I just thought I wouldn't make it.
Well, you almost didn't. Well, are we elegant enough for you, Mr. Whatever his name is?
I'm sorry, darling. He and his wife are leaving tomorrow, and I wanted to entertain them. You know, my deal with his firm will buy us a dozen new gardeners.
Oh, I don't mind, John. I just hope I like him. Now, hurry up and get dressed. Rosa, remember, we're going to have coffee and liqueurs in the living room. Thanks. John, can you come in and zip me?
Just a minute. God damn it. Ellen, what's all this mess doing in the bathroom?
What mess? What is it?
Where'd all these goddamn plants come from? I just cut myself on one.
Oh, John, I'm sorry.
If you want to turn this whole house into a jungle, okay. But not my bathroom.
I'm sorry. I didn't know they were here. Carl is such an incredible worker. He brings plants into the house and places them. They seem to appear like magic.
You tell him to slow down. Keep those damn things out of my bathroom. Damn place is beginning to look like a funeral parlor.
John, it is not. It's beautiful, and you know it. Oh, dear, there's the bell. Hurry up and get dressed.
Elena?
Oh, darling, I can't drink brandy, not after all that wine and everything. It'll destroy me. I'd like, a light scotch and water, please.
I'm so delighted Elena could bring you. Seems strange we've never met. I've heard her speak of you so often.
Call me Max, please.
Thank you.
But it is not so strange. I do not come home often.
Well, you must come more often. I think it makes Elena happy.
Helena and I are old friends. Your garden is very beautiful.
Well, thank you.
You two so cozy, Bob. You're not talking about me, are you?
Telling me nothing I don't know, Helena.
Max just admired my garden.
Oh, the change is spectacular. What's it been, a month or so?
Not very long.
And the plants on the coffee table are absolutely lovely tonight. They don't come from a greenhouse, you know?
Oh, they're all homegrown.
Oh, Mrs. Bennett, you're teasing us.
No?
What do you mean?
Did you see the coffee table?
The pots are pretty, aren't they?
Pretty? I happen to have a friend who is a director at the Botanical Gardens. A few months ago, he called me and asked me to help him purchase some very rare orchids. The price for the few available plants was $3,000.
Oh, what does that have to do with Ellen?
I was invited to see the plants after they arrived. Now imagine my surprise, Ellen, to see the same rare flowers scattered over your coffee table.
My goodness, Ellen, I had no idea.
Well, Max, you must be mistaken, really.
How wildly extravagant.
Oh, this is silly, Elena. Max, it just can't be possible. They probably just look like them.
Maybe. I'm no expert.
But, Ellen, what if they are real?
Well, they can't be, Helena. Don't bring this up to John.
Can I get anybody a drink out here? Max, what are you telling these ladies out here that's keeping them so spellbound?
Oh, Max was just making a suggestion for Ellen's costume for the ball.
Well, Ellen, did he solve your problem?
Well, I'm not sure.
What's the idea?
Max, tell John your idea about the Greek myths.
Your wife should be Persephone.
Who?
Persephone, goddess of flowers and spring.
Oh, Eleanor's perfect.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know much about mythology, but wasn't she raped or something?
Was she?
In a way. The god of the dead, Hades, fell in love with her, kidnapped her, and made her his queen in the land of the dead.
That doesn't sound very pleasant.
Oh, dear, Max, it's quite dreary.
Not really. You see, her mother found out what happened and made a bargain to get her back. Now, every year, Persephone spends about 6 months on Earth and 6 with her husband.
I like that.
It's very poetic.
I'll drink to that. My own flower girl. My wife and that gardener of hers are going to bury us under flowers if we don't watch out.
John, would you mind getting me another scotch?
1 scotch coming up.
Thank you, Max, for your idea.
Oh, Ellen, you must be her. What's your name?
Persephone.
Oh, yes, you can have a lovely costume, all soft colors and flowers.
I just might. And you?
Don't say it. Let me guess. Helena will be Venus.
What's wrong with that? Nobody said she was 19. The way I understand it, she was a woman of some experience.
Elena, you're marvelous.
You're young. Darling, the Nesbits are leaving soon, and I've said that we'd lead them into town and have a nightcap at the hotel. We could all make a night of it,
I'm afraid you have more staying power than I have. Helena, I think we must leave. Thank you for a very beautiful evening. I've never been entertained by Persephone before.
Isn't it sweet? Oh, life's so unfair. How did I know he was going to turn into somebody terrific? Good night, darling. Thanks for a beautiful evening. I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
Good night.
John, I don't want to go into town. It's so late. Can't you just let them go?
Not now. Look, what's the big deal? We just go in and have a drink.
You don't need another drink. And I promised Dominica that I'd warm up with her at 8:30 in the morning.
All right. You stay. I go. Go right ahead. Well, no. She's very, very tired, and it seems that she has an early tennis date or something like that.
Ellen, dear, will you be my driving partner into the city this evening?
Well, I'd love to, Mr. Nesbit, but I'm afraid I'm going to be a stay-at-home. John's going to go with me, though.
I'm terribly disappointed. I thought this was my big chance.
Well, we'll have another. It's wonderful having you and Mrs. Nesbit out here.
Thank you, dear.
The next time you come, you'll have to stay with us.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Remember tomorrow. Right. Get a good sleep. Thank you. Good night. Night.
I think we better call a doctor. He was all right yesterday. I saw him working in the garden.
Carl, what's wrong?
No, it's Ralph.
Oh.
He coughing blood.
Oh, dear. Get Dr. Lombard.
And don't worry about the other one. He knows how to seek the fur, he said.
Lisa, on second thought, you go stay with Ralph and I'll get Dr. Lombard.
He'll be in the hospital for a while. But then what?
I've spoken with his daughter. She wants him to come out and stay with her in the country.
I don't want to go to any damn hospital. But maybe it won't matter. I'm not needed anymore.
Well, of course you're needed. You'll be back with us soon.
It will just be for a little while, Ralph.
Jerry, help Ralph into the car, will you please?
It's going to be all right, Ralph.
I'd like to recommend the garden as a tour for the hospital fund.
Oh, didn't I tell you, Gladys? Actually, Ralph didn't do this. Ellen has a new gardener, Carl.
It's impressive to realize the years of devotion it takes to develop something like this.
Ellen.
Oh, John. How is he?
He's fine. We got him settled down. Doctor feels he can go to his daughter's in a week or two.
Oh, that's better. Darling, I'd like you to meet Miss Stone. This is my husband, John.
How do you do? It's so delightful to meet people like you and your wife who care so much about the land.
Well, thank you. But it's my wife and her gardener who do all the work. She's a real flower girl.
That reminds me, Ellen. Have you called Mrs. DeSantis about your costume? You know she's swamped.
Yes, but I still have to pick out all the flowers for the belt.
Ellen, why don't you use real ones?
Oh, I don't know. The real ones wilt and fall apart.
Why don't you ask your friend Carl? I'm sure he has just the right non-wilting blossom.
John, you must be joking. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he did.
It's been a real treat. I do so hate to leave, but you must let me come back soon to really examine the ground.
Of course.
Ellen, before we go, I wish you'd call Carl. I do so want Gladys to see him.
Oh, now, Helena.
Oh, darling, I just think it would be nice to compliment him for a job well done. Besides, I think Gladys should see what a real serious botanist type looks like.
Why, Helena? Does he have two heads or something?
You mean you haven't seen him?
No. Should I?
No, you haven't, have you, John? You've been so busy these past weeks. Let me call him.
No, you stay. I'll get him and lead him up for the applause.
Ellen, I'm sorry to be such a bother.
No bother. It's time they met.
Of course, I believe that while your gardener must be an absolute jewel, the sophisticated choice of a guiding hand deserves credit.
Here they are.
Ladies, this is Carl.
Oh, my.
Oh, my what?
Oh, nothing. He looks so young to have the experience.
I'll bet he's had lots of experiences.
Stop it. Carl. Mrs. Boardman and Miss Stone wanted to compliment you on your work in the garden. Miss Stone is a member of the Horticultural Society, so naturally she understands your work better than the rest of us.
Yes, young man. Well done.
Yes, Carl. The change is really something. Well, Gladys, we must be going.
Thank you, Carl.
I don't get it, John. It's just that she didn't tell me, you know. This guy doesn't even have any references other than the Burroughs.
Are you trying to say you think her wife's fooling around?
Oh, God, no. Ellen's not the type. She couldn't even if she wanted to. Nah, the thing of it is, she hired this guy. I didn't even see him until the other day. And I don't like him.
You know, John, we have a pretty good life here. Sometimes I think it's too good. Not enough big worries. So occasionally when the little ones come along, they get out of proportion. Now, you've got a gardener you personally dislike. So what? You don't have to like your gardener. As long as he does a good job and your wife's happy, forget it.
I suppose you're right.
What you both need are some kids to absorb that excess nervous energy.
We're happy. Just that Ellen seems so involved with these damn flowers.
Now, look, this weekend's carnival. Have a good time with Ellen. then take a vacation. Take her away for a couple of weeks.
Helen loves carnival. We have the ball, then I have 3 days in London. But I think then we will go away.
That's it. Just get things into balance.
Yeah.
Ay, bendito, ha cometido un montón de errores. Me voy a volver loca. Señora, I'm glad you're back. We'll look all over for you. Everyone is setting up wrong.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get it all straight, Rosa. Why don't you and Felice check the trace? Hello, Lisa. Lisa, what do you have in that paper?
It's nothing, senora. It's trash I'm going to throw out downstairs.
What trash?
It's nothing.
Well, there must be something. Let me see. Lisa, take these in and put them on the bed. Where did you get these? They're unbelievable. That's not what Mrs. DeSantis sent with my costume.
He bring them. He have no business. I find them where he leave them there for you.
Carl? But how did he know?
He knows everything that happened here.
Oh, I was so disappointed with the paper flowers. But these...
Don't touch them, senora. Please, let me take them away.
Lisa, what's wrong with you? That was a terrible thing to try to do.
I'm sorry, but it's not all right. It's unlucky.
That's silly. See? It doesn't bite. It's beautiful.
Don't wear them, senora.
I know you mean well, but you must stop this nonsense. Now, Lisa, you have things to do downstairs.
Si, senora.
Well, John, you're beautiful, but kind of spooky.
Well, I'm your husband, the king, aren't I, flower lady? I'm going to keep you locked in the castle forever.
Well, John, I didn't know that you'd picked your costume so it would be a match pair. That's sweet.
Well, we are a matched pair, aren't we?
Oh, John, I'm all wet. I'll ruin you.
Enjoy yourself.
How handsome you are, and evil looking. I adore mean, handsome men.
Hello, Helena. You're beautiful, Venus. Max.
How are you? It's good to be here, John. A fine way to start carnival.
Where's Ellen? I'm dying to see her costume.
She's not down yet. Helena, do me a favor and go up and drag her down. It's not likely to be this late.
It's probably some disaster. A broken strap. Is anything wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Lena, it's good to see you. You look lovely.
Take a sip of this. You've gone pale. You are all right?
Oh, yes, I feel marvelous.
Well, there are wild hordes waiting for their hostess.
Oh, my God, Elena, I must be losing my mind.
Well, I'm losing my cool. I've never seen anything as beautiful as you. Shall we go?
Lena doesn't bring her down pretty soon. There won't be anybody left to greet.
Anyone who watched you walk down just now would forgive you. It was worth waiting for.
Thank you, Max, but I'm really ashamed.
You look.
Doesn't she? So good I wasn't about to join her in her grand entrance.
Lena, you told me you had to powder your nose.
Well, I did. So I could be jealous alone.
Mrs. DeSantis certainly did a beautiful job.
Mrs. DeSantis, hell. It's the flowers that make the costume. They're all real, courtesy of you know who.
You told me that Mrs. DeSantis made that costume out of paper flowers.
Well, she did, John, but they just didn't work out. And then I found these.
You mean he found them?
Well, what difference does it make? I'd like a drink, Max.
Excuse me. John, have a good time tonight.
It's my party.
You planned to go with Max, remember? And he's driving, thank God. So come on.
Elena, you are the sexiest, meanest. I'm going to drive away with you.
Of course, darling. Now, you get in. Now, we'll all go together, right?
Well, we're off to the ball.
Yes, John, we're off.
That was the loveliest party. It seems silly to go on after your house.
My old flower girl.
Oh, John, don't. You're going to crush me.
Those damn things have thorns.
Didn't you love the music? It was the best group I've heard in a long time.
They had style.
There aren't any thorns, John. Why don't you put your head back and rest a little?
Well, it's a beautiful night. The stars have all come out for carnival.
They always do, Max. Remember?
Darling, did you know that John was looking for you?
Oh, what happened? Did Mr. Keating run away?
Oh, now you can't blame him. You saw her leap right off the table at him.
Oh, I know. It's all carnival and fun, isn't it?
I guess so, but once more around in this crash, I won't have an unbroken bone in my body.
Oh. Wayne, I'd like to get some air. Would you excuse me a minute?
Ellen? I've been looking all over for you. It's time I had a dance with my flower girl. Come on, you can't stand out here all by yourself. Come on, let's dance. Ow! Damn thorn. You can't
John, stop it! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right. Well, I guess that's the end of it.
Sorry, darling. I didn't mean to. It's just that I can't hold you with the thorns. Well, you don't need flowers anyway to be beautiful. Come on, let's go.
John, I think I better sit down for a while. I'd like a drink.
Here they are now.
At last, the two lovers, you found each other. Well, what's wrong with your outfit?
Oh, I lost my belt in this madhouse. John, may I have a scotch, please?
Darling, what's that in the back of your dress?
What?
Oh, my God, it's blood.
Blood? Oh, John, your hand.
$3:30. I can remember when we never used to go to bed at all at Carnival. This kept going on for days.
You're in no shape to go on, John.
Yeah. I'm sorry I wrecked your costume.
It doesn't matter. I know you didn't mean to. Just getting old.
I hate leaving you like this. But you think about it. When I get back, you just name the place. Anywhere you want to go for 3 weeks.
It's a nice surprise, John. Thank you. I'll think it all out, I promise.
Bye.
Take care.
Seeing to some plants I put in.
Well, nothing does very well in here. It's too shady. And there's a big rock someplace around.
These are doing all right?
Oh, yes, I'm sure they are. Carl, I wanted to thank you for bringing the flowers for my costume. It was very thoughtful.
I'm glad you like them.
Carl, nothing.
Mrs. Bennett?
Yes?
There's a surprise for you in the greenhouse. Would you come?
Well, I'm afraid I don't have time just now.
Be too bad to miss it.
All right. Lead on. Really amazing what you've done.
Hey, Mrs. Bennett. Stretch your hand, please.
There must be some kind of a trick. I didn't do that.
Oh, no? Here.
Oh, God. I've never seen a plant like this. Well, thank you, Carl. It was wonderful, but I really must go. Yes? Helena. Oh, a little tired after last night. I wondered if you'd like to spend the night here. John's away. We could have a quiet dinner and talk about everything. Good. See you there.
For heaven's sake, what on earth happened?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I went to bed and,
Aunt Ellen.
My God, Ginny, where did you come from?
I shouldn't have come so late, I guess, but Bobby here was at this party after the airport, and he said he'd give me a lift. I thought I'd surprise him.
That's when we found out you disappeared. I heard the bell ring. I went to your room. It was empty. I was scared witless. And that's when we all started looking for you.
And you found me in the garden.
Ellen, do you have a history of sleepwalking?
Well, not until now. Well, I'm all in one piece. I guess it was just nerves. Ginny, dearest, I'm so glad you came. You're all going to stay, and you too, Robbie, I hope.
No, Mrs. Ben, I just dropped Gin off.
Oh, stay just for tonight. We have plenty of beds. We need a man around the house.
Okay.
Good. Now let's all go to bed. We'll sort things out in the morning. Robbie's a nice boy. Too bad he had to dash off like that.
Yes, how long have you known him, Ginny?
I met him last night at the party.
He'd off into the night on his bike. How romantic.
Not always wise.
Aunt Ellen, I know what you think.
What?
That I'm some sort of international hippie.
Well, aren't you?
Yes.
What does that mean?
I don't really know, except you meet people anywhere you like, wherever you happen to be. and you just hang out.
Sounds like my youth, except for the blue jeans.
Well, I hope you're going to hang out around here for a while.
Could you stand me for a week?
Months, if you like.
Great. I miss Mother in New York, so I hopped on down here. Once in a while, family's sort of nice.
Well, maybe we'll give her a call later tonight.
Who's that?
Who?
That's the gardener, dear.
Oh, Paul. Yes, he's unbelievable with flowers.
Well, I'll get my bag. We're getting to town. It's getting late.
Yes. Finish up, Jim. We really should get going.
Aunt Ellen, I'm really kind of tired from the party and trip and all last night. I think I'll just nap by the pool today, all right?
Well, if you like. I'm afraid it's not going to be a very good day for some. If you get hungry before I get back, just ask Lisa to fix you up. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Ellen.
Ginny's going to stay here and rest.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Oh?
Really, Ellen. Sometimes I just don't believe you.
Why?
Now that she's spotted Carl, I'm sure she's going to develop a great interest in gardening, too.
Oh, Helena.
I don't mean to be nasty. But I'll bet he has... That's good. Shopping always makes me thirsty. You know, that is a perfect idea of John's. Just what you need. Get away and play. Chase each other through the flowers.
I think I'm tired of flowers and sun. Someplace cool.
Why, Ellen, you. Whatever you say.
I don't know. I think I'd like to see some snow.
Well, a change might be good for you.
Listen, Elena, thanks again for spending the night. I hate to drive in the rain, but I really should go.
Ellen, relax. Finish your drink. Ginny won't miss you. Besides, Max will be terribly disappointed not seeing you.
Oh, all right. Lisa, what time did Ginny leave?
I don't know. I haven't seen her all afternoon.
Well, didn't she say goodbye? Her note says she went off on a bike trip with some friends, and she's not coming back.
I have been in the kitchen. I haven't seen her since lunch.
Oh.
I lay out 2 trays.
Thank you. It's not like her.
Senora?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I'm disappointed with my niece. She knew that I was going to be alone tonight, and... well, usually she's more thoughtful.
Oh, she is young, Senora, and these days...
Lisa, when you did see her, she didn't seem upset or anything.
No.
I mean, she was by the pool, and Carl was working. You didn't hear... Oh, that's silly. Never.
Senora, I must tell you that Carl should not be in this house.
Lisa, Carl didn't do anything today.
No.
Oh, now, don't start in about that black magic.
But it's true. All to see are the pretty plants and flowers. But plants can kill.
Lisa, please.
Where do you think he gets all these strange plants? He has filled his house with dark things.
Carl is not a witch doctor.
But he has the power. When he wills something, it happens. People hear. That is why they come. Sometime at night, and they leave candle.
Lisa, Carl has a very unusual talent that some people don't understand. That's all.
I have been in this house many years, and I am afraid for you.
I know, but you're being silly.
I can't help it. And tomorrow, they will tell him what I say, and then...
No one's going to tell anything. We just won't talk about it anymore.
No one. The plants will tell him. Oh, I see him when he walks through the rooms and they whisper. That is why he brings them so many. Listening, watching.
That's enough, Lisa. You'd better go along to Juan.
You don't know what you take into this house. Dios quiera que nunca sepa.
Lisa, good night.
Buenas noches, señora.
There now, darling. Are you feeling better for getting it all out of your system?
You think I've lost my mind?
No, I think you have a bad case of nerves, that's all. And no wonder, left alone in that ark with Lisa and her voodoo stories.
Oh, I've heard stories and I've been alone. But this is serious, Helena. I can't explain.
I know, love.
I'm so worried about Ginny. Suppose something horrible happened to her.
She wouldn't have left you a note, would she?
But suppose that Carl did something dreadful and that's why she left so abruptly.
Robbie probably called. She's young.
I should have called the police. But what could I say?
Exactly. Now admit it. Now that you're safe and cozy, doesn't it all seem a little over-imaginative?
Yes. But that's why I thought that you... Well, you've seen Carl, the strangeness, that you would understand.
Forgive me, Ellen. I have seen Carl. He is compelling. But don't you see, darling, that's sex. He's a beautiful man.
Oh, my God, here I am in a nightmare, and all you talk about is sex.
I'm just trying to help.
I know.
Now, we'll go to your house tomorrow, and we'll fire Carl. I'm sure it'll be safe in broad daylight.
Yes. I suppose I have to.
And just so that it won't be a total disaster for the poor boy, I'll hire him.
Helena, what are you...
Last night. I'll play detective with you after I hire Carl.
It's wrong, Helena. How can everything look so normal?
What else is it? A thunderstorm, a dead cat. I'll take Carl and you have a lovely holiday with Dawn. A month from now, we'll have drinks together and laugh about it all.
Ah, Senora Bennett, you didn't tell me you were going out last night.
It was unexpected. Lisa, how is everything?
No one need my breakfast.
Well, we'll just have coffee on the terrace. Come on, Helena.
See? Everything is peaceful.
I don't care. There is something horrible involved with Carl.
I told you it's sex. Only you're so... You really have to, you know. You don't want a repeat of last night.
Carl! Oh, Carl! Dorothy hasn't done anything and I'm being unfair.
He'll have a good job at my place. I can handle him.
Carl, you've done wonders with the garden. I'll never forget that. But my husband and I are going away. And, well, you're a luxury we just can't afford. But Mrs. Boardman has been very kind to offer you a position as her gardener.
Yes, you've done such wonders with Mrs. Bennett's garden. I've envied her. My own place can use someone like you. You will come, won't you?
Mrs. Bennett doesn't want me.
Well, as I say, my husband and I are going away. We're not dissatisfied with you.
Not at all. We all think your work is exceptional.
I'll come.
I'd like you to start today.
Yes, today, Carl. Mrs. Boardman's garden needs a lot of work, doesn't it, Elena?
You know where I live. I'll see you this evening.
Carl, I just want you to know I'm grateful.
Yes, thank you, Carl. Ellen, let's have our coffee.
No. We've got work to do.
We're not really going through with that checking up. Here's 2 references now, you and Dorothy. I'm satisfied.
If you remember, Dorothy is dead, and I'm hardly a recommendation. Come on.
Darling, let's call Max. We could have a nice lunch.
No. He just... Helena, I know this is silly, but will you take this thing and put it outside the door?
Ellen, you're not serious.
Please, just do it.
Very well.
Now, who did Carl work for before Fred and Dorothy?
I know I heard, but I don't remember.
Oh, please, Helena, try. I hate to call Europe, but I will.
All right. Carrie Melinda's. The husband's name was Roberto.
Well, they must be in the phone book. Roberto. Yes. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Disconnected. There's a Miguel. No answer. There's a Juan. I'm going to try him.
Oh, really, Ellen?
Well, I'm not going to give up.
I suppose not.
Senor Melendez? My name is Ellen Bennett. I wonder, do you know a Roberto Melendez? Well, the wife's name is Carrie. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. You're very kind. This is awful of me to ask, but it is important. Thank you. I wondered about her staff, a gardener who worked for her. I'd be very grateful. Yes? Salvador? Thank you. Goodbye. Mrs. Melendez died over a year ago.
Oh, that's too bad, Ellen.
You see? He gave me the name of their former houseboy. He's a barman at the Acapulco, and we're going to see him.
Ellen, isn't it bad enough without our meddling?
Don't you see anything? Carl worked for Carrie Melendez. She's dead. He worked for Dorothy. She's dead.
Dear God, coincidence. Dorothy wasn't murdered.
How can you be sure?
Salvador, there's nothing to worry about. We're asking these questions to help Carl, that's all.
I do not care, Mrs. Bowman. I do not like him.
Why not, Salvador?
He's a bad man.
I'd like another one of these, please, and another one for her.
What did he do that was bad?
I cannot say exactly, Mrs. Bennett, but we all knew.
See? He was a loner and they didn't like him, and that's all.
Well, there must be something, Elena. No more drinks.
He was bad after the accident.
What accident?
Why, when Mr. Melendez ran into the tree and killed himself.
Mr. Melendez? Ellen, you didn't tell me.
How did it happen?
Well, it was a long driveway, Mrs. Bennett. It was dark, storm. Mr. Turn.
Little too much of that.
I believe so.
But what about Carl? What was bad?
Nothing, but he, Mrs. Melendez, seemed to spend much time with him.
There, I told you.
They believe she did it for her dead husband, but I think maybe...
Did what, Salvador?
She killed herself.
Dear God.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, naturally they wouldn't. Don't you think we've had enough of this? Let's go home, Ellen.
Salvador, where did Carl work before the Melindas?
I don't believe it.
Yes. Garcia.
Who?
Senor Martin Garcia.
He was the director of the International Bank, wasn't he?
Yes, that's the one.
Well, it seems I've heard about him. At least they're alive. I feel as if you're kidnapping me.
You promised to do this with me when I agreed to let you hire Carl. You know, Elena, I'm doing this for you.
Are you, darling? Dredging up all that sad business of the Melindas and absolutely no real proof of anything bad about Carl? Why don't we go home?
Don't you see anything strange in all this? So many dead.
Only that we're running around to funny places snooping. I feel like a peeping Tom. I'm sorry, we should have called. We're looking for Mrs. Garcia. That is, if she's in. Come in. Come in.
We'd like to see. Are you Senora Garcia?
You don't like it here.
I don't understand.
What did you come for?
We'd like to ask you some questions about a gardener you once hired named Carl. My friend has just employed him.
There are no flowers here.
I see that.
No plants, no flowers.
Yes, but when Carl was with
There
you...
were too many flowers. I couldn't move. There were so many. I hate the sun.
You hate the sun?
We draw the blinds and I sit here. And I would rather be the way I am than like you.
Really?
You like flowers? Yes. Flowers will kill you. You can laugh, but I can tell you. The air you breathe, the plants, they breathe out poison, and the sun is always too much so that the plants grow and you can't stop them. They come and come, and they will kill you. But not me. They can't kill me because I have no flowers and no sunlight, just the cool day and the sun.
I told you we shouldn't have come.
Not like that, I can tell. You like the sunlight. You lie in the garden, don't you? And let the sun run all over you like water. The garden is so sweet you can't hardly breathe. Perfume.
Senora, please.
Oh, yes. I know. The perfume is so strong it can suffocate you. I know.
Margarita, you shouldn't be seeing these people.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We didn't realize.
You didn't realize. You had no right to disturb my wife. Can't you see?
We're sorry to have bothered you, sir.
Please go. I'm sorry to be so rude. But please, you must go.
Senora, may we just have a moment to ask...
No, it's impossible.
Forgive us, Senora. Thanks. Well, I got it. He worked for the Von Walls before the Garcias.
God in heaven, aren't you satisfied yet?
What do you mean?
That poor woman was half crazy, and you still don't see what you did.
Well, I see that Carl worked for her and that something terrible has happened to her.
I thought I'd die of embarrassment when you tried to ask him. Now, Ellen, I want you to put this out of your mind this instant. Oh.
What surprises you, Elena? The flowers? You'll be seeing plenty of them every day now.
If I didn't know you better, I'd say you were jealous.
Well, I'm not the one who sees things in terms of sex.
And I'm not the one who's obsessed with her gardener.
Oh, all right, Elena, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm frightened for you. There's something that we're missing to help us see this pattern of evil.
Evil, Ellen, things happen to people. Now, you cannot blame Dorothy's cancer or Mrs. Garcia's instability on Carl.
You don't understand. Maybe I am wrong, but I beg you, one more call.
What do it prove?
Well, so far it might be chance. I doubt it. But if Mrs. Von Wall is dead or crazy, you're going to have to help me go on.
All right, make it. But if it's all right, then you're going home.
Yes. Mrs. Von Wall, please? Oh, the hairdressers. Mrs. Bennett. An hour. Oh, thank you very much. I'll call then.
Not from this house, you won't. Now, you promised to go home and sleep, and you need it. She's certainly not dead at the hairdresser's.
Helena, why don't you come over to my house and sleep? I just can't bear to think of you being here alone with him.
And I can't think of anything more fascinating. Now, you go straight home.
Yes?
Mrs. Von Wall?
Yes, I am.
Oh, my name is Ellen Bennett. I'm terribly sorry to bother you, but I was in the neighborhood and I wanted to meet you. I'd like to ask you some questions about a gardener you once employed named Carl.
Please come in.
Thank you.
But I'm afraid I won't be of much help. You see, I never had a gardener. This is Mrs. Bennett, dear.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you. Sit down, please. Can we get you a drink?
Oh, no thanks. I'll just be a minute. I wanted to ask you, have you ever hired a gardener named Carl?
Mrs. Bennett, please sit down.
Yes?
Mrs. Van Wall has never had a gardener. I employed a young man as a gardener once, whose name was Carl.
I don't understand.
Of course not. You see, he worked for my first wife. She was drowned in a lake. After that, well, it was she who liked gardening. We didn't need a gardener anymore, so I let Carl go.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Of course you didn't. It was very awful. We never found the body. Please don't be embarrassed.
Well, if I'd known,
But you couldn't.
I'm terribly sorry. Would you mind if I used your phone for a minute? I have to call a friend of mine.
Of course.
Thank you.
Up the garden path. Oh, yes, I did.
And he was waiting.
He was here. He hadn't.
Oh, Lena, could you?
I was really pretty once. I could do anything, have any man. I was your friend. He held me and... Ellen, what are you doing with the ivy? Ellen.
He's ruined you.
Ellen, my arms, the ivy, I can't seem to pull it through.
Oh, my poor Lena.
Ellen, help him. Why stop it? This
I can't. It won't.
terrible.
Where are you going? Don't be afraid, dear. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the shears. I'm coming, dear. I chopped the sickle.
Ellen, we don't need it.
Now, don't be afraid, dear. I'm going to help you. I'm going to stop them. I'm going to cut them off.
No, Ellen. It's not to your garden. Ellen, no.
What are you doing, Elena? He won't get away with this stuff. I promise.